Hello everyone, Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here with another episode of 6 Degrees of Scraplifting, and I love this series. It's been so fun. So we're doing it again, except we've switched up the order, and Hannah was the first one to go, and she created her own layout. So, and she did it from a sketch she did herself. How cool is that? But this is what her layout looks like. And I really want to take on the fact that she has done this really cool pattern with squares. So I'm going to pull out my square punch and do that and then go from there. And hopefully I can represent her layout in a pleasing way. I am going to pull, if you have watched some of my random videos I've posted this month, I showed you how I was kind of going through my scraps, and one thing I had were these beautiful pieces of paper from the C'est La Vie collection that I had, and I wanted to create a layout with. I originally was going to do a layout with these being vertical strips, but instead I went through my stash and pulled some more. I'm pretty sure this is from the collection too, but if not, I just like that it's kind of a bolder piece. And I'm going to use these as my starting off point, grab my square punch and start punching squares. So let's see what this turns into. Try with the 2x2 squares that I cut out with the pattern paper from C'est La Vie. I didn't really like it, so then I'm going to switch and try some bigger squares, which are the 3.5 by 3.5. Again, not really working for me. So my next idea was to go in with my ruler and pencil and just make some lines that kind of mimicked the same type of squares that Hannah had in her layout, and then go in with my black watercolor and just draw my own lines and make my own kind of pattern paper here. This is so very Hannah Lemieux-ish. I also grabbed a second piece of pattern paper there, and I love that it's very playful and fun, but it's still not working. I just was fighting that layout forever. So I walked away, came back, chose my photo and also some different pattern paper. So I went to a go-to, which is teal. This pattern paper happens to be from the poolside collection from Crepe Paper, and I'm just going to trim it because that is the correct angle and amount of paper I want to work with. I'm originally thinking I could play with this triangle paper. It's not going to make it. I'm thinking about maybe being able to use the B side of this poolside collection, so those polka dots, but I just wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I'm still kind of debating it, but I'm like, oh, let's try. I was thinking maybe I could bring back that black that I had done with my watercolors, and just, it's not working. I laid my photo there and I'm like, no, that's a little too much. I want this to be softer. So I grabbed that, and I actually grabbed the offcut of what I had originally cut, and I really like that. That is making me happy. But now I need a bit of a wood grain. Something to kind of help warm up what I'm trying to do here. And so I'm going to go through all of my wood grains and look through everything. This is all my crate wood grain type stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to use. This definitely would have worked if I wanted to have a playful layout, but that's not going to make it. The hearts are too small and too busy. That one I really like, and then that one's an okay one, and that one's too light. So I'm going to go back to this floral. It's super pretty, and that is going to be the basis of my layout. So I'm telling you, that took me about a half an hour to figure out how I wanted to do that, but now that it's done, I really like it. So now that I have these kind of offcuts from the other paper I had attempted to use, I'm just going to use them as layering pieces. I love this pink floral. It is from one of the Mambi, Me and My Big Ideas hot buys you can buy at Michael's, and it is a baby girl line, and that's where that came from. And I'm now just debating if I want to use the star paper is the B side of that really pretty floral from the crate craft paper that is my main background there, and I'm going to use that as my first layer just to kind of help bounce my photo, make it pop off the page. And then I'm going to back that with the pink so that there's different layers there and different colors that help bring your eye to the photo, which I always, of course, want to do there. And then I'm thinking, well, okay, Hannah had a strip of photos, And I was thinking, well, maybe I could just make my own little strip and then just do this one photo. But then I'm like, nah, it might be neat to try to use multiple photos. So grab some tissue paper. I'm still kind of thinking about that. So I grabbed this beautiful tissue paper. It has confetti on it and it's so pretty. I love it. I got it at the dollar store and I'm going to use just a tiny bit of it. Really, it all kind of gets covered up within my final layout, but I did attempt it, so brownie points for trying. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. I need to walk away though, think about it, and come back. So now I'm back. I've pulled my stickers and I made that cut. I'm trying very hard to make this as close to Hannah's layout as possible now that I didn't do all of the pattern paper like I had originally wanted to do, which was her original layout. I knew with this photo what my title was going to be a long time ago. I have been saving the sticker that says My Crew from the Dear Lizzie, I think it was like Saturday collection. It could have even been the collection before that, documentary collection. I've been saving that forever, waiting for our family to be completed so I can use the word My Crew. So now that photo you see right there is our first official family photo that wasn't taken at the hospital. And so I was so excited. I was doing a happy dance being able to use that. So that's where my title is going to be. Super simple, but like I said, I've been waiting to use that, so that worked. And then I'm just adding little pieces. I cut a Project Life card and it says best time of our life or something along those lines, or once upon a time, something along those lines. And that's the orange. Kind of a strange color to use, but I do make it work. There's some orange tones to that pink pattern floral paper that I'm trying to work off with that. And then the other Project Life card that says Story of the Week is where I'm going to put my journaling. So that is basically the cluster you're going to see at the top, and that kind of helps make the photo a little bit more like a 4x6, which is what Hannah's photo is up there in her cluster there. Now I'm trying to figure out which photos I'm going to use. I did decide that instead of doing just a banner, I was going to add the photos. I wanted this to be a multiple photo page, and I love the fact that I got tons of photos on, right? Because there's 4 at the bottom, 1 at the top. That's 5 photos on one layout. That's not something I normally do. So I chose the 4 at the bottom I wanted to use. There's a photo of me and Jackson, a photo of me and Nora, a photo of Nora and Sean, and a photo of Jackson and Nora. And they're just kind of my favorite shots taken within the first month of Nora being with us. And so those are what I'm going to use. I do trim them down just a little bit to make it all fit. And then I was thinking to kind of help ground everything and give it the correct look, I am going to just tear just a little bit of the pattern paper so that I can back it all with some white. And that's what you see me doing right here. I do it on both the green and the craft colored paper. And I love the look that this gives. Because my trimmer is still broken, I haven't gone and gotten a new blade yet. I am tearing everything, and I'm actually in love with the look that gives. So not having my trimmer is actually a blessing. Now these 2 smaller photos that I cut, I wanted them to kind of help pop off the page, so I'm going to back them each with one of the colors. So the first one is that teal color, blue color that I backed my big photo with. And then the other one I'm using, you can see this Project Life card, so that there's orange again in another spot. And then I'm going to use orange in one more spot too, which you'll see in a moment. And I'm liking this. This is really cool. I need to trim down those photos a little bit, so I'm just trying to decide, and I back them with white to kind of help pop them off the page as well. I'm going to add that final bit of washi tape up there. You can see I am also tearing this Project Life card so it has the same rip effect as the outline of my paper. You can also see off camera I stitched around the border so that there was a little bit of something there, and I could lift up the page up a little bit and give it a little bit of dimension. And now I'm just going to work with my embellishments. I am going to add this sticker that says Good Stuff. I originally put it there, but it's going to not work there. It's the wrong shade. I tried so hard, but it doesn't work. But I had it there, and when I peeled it up, because I use prints that are matte finished, it's stuck to my photo a little bit, so I have to put something there, and I will, but it's part of just trying. It's one thing that sucks about when you stick a sticker onto these photos. You have to be pretty sure you want it to be there because it's not going to last otherwise. And so now I'm just going to go through all of my stickers. I think I've mentioned this before. I am the type of person that when I scrap, I really like to just go through all of my embellishments and stickers, and that is one reason why it takes me so long to scrap. I am a very slow scrapbooker, but I love it and I have so much fun with it, and it's my hobby, so I enjoy the process, but it does take a long time to get through. I did come across these stickers. These are actually from a Valentine's Day line, so they're kind of lovey-dovey things, and I think I picked 3 of them in total to put on this layout, and I like them. They're kind of neat and add a little bit of fun and like text type element to my layout that kind of helped bring it back from being a little too whimsical. So I'm just going to place those there. I'm not exactly sure where that third one's going to go. I put it at the top. You can see I'm putting it at the top there, but it does get moved down, and I put it on the photo of Jackson and Nora, which is that black and white photo. And I'm going to go through some more and just kind of go through things and pick what I like and just embellish it all. I do add a little bit of floral to this layout, and I really like that. I think it was kind of the perfect finishing touch to add, and especially with having a floral pattern paper as well. So again, I tried really hard to follow the layout and Scraplift Hannah as closely as possible because I loved her layout. It was so pretty, and I really wanted to take on using all those different pattern papers and making that cool effect that she had done, but it just didn't work for me, and it really isn't my style to do something like that. That is very much a Hannah thing, and it's one thing I think sometimes you have to just recognize about yourself is if you're fighting it that bad and you're not enjoying it, then go back to something that works for you and just make it work, because this is now one of my all-time favorite layouts because I went back to making sure that it was something that I wanted and I liked. So just remember that when you're creating your own layouts. My final touch here is just this little bit of washi. It's actually a sticker, but I played it off as washi, and it really helped ground the layout so that there's something at the bottom down there. And that is basically going to do it. I think I do maybe 1 or 2 other things. So make sure to keep following along. There will be another video tomorrow. Christina will be scraplifting this layout, and I love this series. I hope that you have fun watching all of these all week long. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the description box below. I'd love to be able to answer anything you have questions about, or if you just have a comment, that'd be great as well. And I'm hoping we get to do this at least one more time. This has been such a fun series, and I love switching it up so that we're scraplifting someone different. So I hope we get to do it one more time this year. But yeah, again, thanks everyone so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of all of this. Yeah, this layout's been fun. All right, everyone. Bye.